Hey everybody, welcome back to Fiegel Files. This is attorney Beauregard Fiegel, and I am headed to Iceland for my first pro strongman show. About 6 weeks ago, I got notice that I was invited to participate in the Strongest Man in Iceland contest, and I am very, very excited. So I kept it a little on the down low because I had to make sure I could get my passport in time, make sure travel arrangements happen. You never know what happens. But today is Tuesday. I think it's June 2nd, and I fly out tomorrow, June 3rd. And this Saturday and Sunday, June 6th and 7th, I'll be competing in the Strongest Man in Iceland contest, hosted by Magnus for Magnuson himself, four-time world strongest man back in the 80s and 90s, one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time. So could not be more excited. So let me tell you a little bit more about the show. Every November, Magnus hosts what's called the Magnus for Magnuson Classic, which is, for me, a major pro show. Not like, the Arnold, but literally one of the top shows in the world. One of my favorites to watch. It's an outdoor show. It's just an awesome one. So to qualify for that, it's an invitational, but he has a system that he uses to qualify. He has Magnus has several qualifying shows, but they're all invitational. So one of those is called the Strongest Man in Iceland. So he invites whomever he wants. A lot of them are Icelanders, strongmen in Iceland. I stumbled upon through his Instagram and through his website that if you want to go to one of these invitationals to kind of make yourself known. So months ago, I emailed through the application process. You have to give your Instagram, give your height, your weight, your max outs in certain events, and then he just considers you and he invites whoever he wants. So something like 6 weeks ago, I got an email that said I was kind of in the running, that he had a few spots left for this one show and wanted to know who could actually go to Iceland if he did call us up. I talked to my coach, talked to my wife, and they said go for it. These opportunities don't come around every day. So emailed him back and said, yeah, if I get invited, I'd be happy to attend. And 2 or 3 days after that, he said yes. So we were preparing for America's Strongest Man in August, which was one kind of show. I was doing off-season work, working on cardio, working on mobility, working on different kinds of strength. Off-season, and I say off-season, in between competition work, and then competition work's a little different. Obviously, you're always trying to be mobile, you're always trying to be strong, but when you're preparing for a show itself, especially as you get close, the event shifts more from strength to simply just events, and you're kind of practicing the events and getting better at that. So with only, I think, 5 weeks to prep, and by prep, I mean, all kinds of prep, we shifted our focus from developing the weaknesses that I was going to develop, or, work on the weaknesses as I was going to develop into strengths, to straight up preparing for the show. So Austin just did a great job programming me. We stayed on 3 days a week of hard training in the gym, and then the off days turned into a lot of cardio, a lot of endurance work, focus on recovery a lot, focus on diet and things like that. So the last 5 weeks have been pretty brutal. I haven't touched a weight for about 6 days, trying to get right, get rested, worrying more about sleep, worrying about kind of staying in the sauna, staying loose, doing physio, all the things I can, so that when I step on the proverbial stage in Iceland, I'm the healthiest I can, least injury risk, and I can give it my max effort. So, like I said, the show is Strongest Man in Iceland. It's in Reykjavik, Iceland, in June 6th and June 7th. It is an 8-event show over 2 days. I'll go through the events real quick. I'm not going to give my prognostication on my performance. I'll let that speak for itself. But day one will be 3 events. So event 1 on day 1 will be probably the lightest of the events. It is a sandbag throw over a 14-foot bar. The sandbags, they're in kilos, but in pounds, I think they're 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55, 60, give or take, over a 14-foot bar. A little unique to me because in our competitions here, stateside, they tend to be over a 15-foot bar. Whatever reason, things are a little different. I think it's 4.3 meters, something like that. So that's event 1. Event 2, second event on day 1, is an Atlas stone to shoulder. It's a rubber Atlas stone, a series of which, so it's not one stone for reps. It's a series. We don't know the exact weights yet or how many, but 4 or 5 stones ranging from kind of light, like 225 something, all the way to 330. depending on what stones he decides to use. So we'll see. The most stones, the fastest wins, of course. Event 3 on day 1 is a max deadlift from 14 inches. It's actually a box deadlift, so each side is a box. It's a custom built bar. Has a specific sponsor. All 3 of the events on day 1 are different locations with different sponsors, so excited about that. It's a max event. The email says 3 attempts. Past years he's done 5 attempts. Starts at 260 kilos as the opening weight if you wanted to take a weight that low, and moves up in 20 kilo increments up until you can't go anymore. The winners will probably be in like the 400, 420 kilo range depending on the year and who's there. So and that's day 1. Day 2, we're at 1 location. So day 1 we're at 3 different locations. Day 2 we stay in 1 location, again outside in Reykjavik, and we have 5 events in about a 3.5-4 hour span. The first event on day 2, or event 4, is a circus dumbbell press medley. I think it's like 155, 175, 180, 205, and 230. Again, fastest to 4 wins, or any number of the implements beats any lower number of the implements. So if you do 3 of the implements, the guy who beat anybody who does 2 or 1, and so on and so forth. Event 5, or event 2 on day 2, is what I'm looking forward to the most is an arm over arm pull of a monster truck. So we sit down and pulling on a rope to pull a monster truck towards us. I am super excited about that. Just think the visual is going to be awesome and cool. Just an OG strongman event, and I just can't wait. Event 3 on day 2 is a block press medley, 4 aluminum blocks, I think ranging from 80, 90, 100, and 110 kilos, or maybe it's 90, 100, 110, 120 kilos in order, overhead. Again, fastest to 4 or fastest to 3, depending on how people do. Event 4 on day 2 is a wheelbarrow into a wheelbarrow, move it a certain distance, put a 200-pound sandbag in, move it a little further, put a 250 sandbag in, and then move it to the finish. The wheelbarrow weighs 470 kilograms, about 1,020 pounds or 1,030 pounds. We don't know what the weight of the hands is going to be, so depending on the physics, it could feel light, it could feel heavy, it could feel impossible, who knows. And then the show ends, event 5, on day 2 with a 400 kilo or an 880 pound tire flip for 7 reps. So yeah, it's going to be hard, it's going to be long, it's going to be so much fun. All the events are outside, everything in Reykjavik. I've never been to Iceland. I've never competed outside of the US. I've only competed in 1 show that you would call international at OSG, but that was stateside. I think I'm the 3rd person from heavy metal to compete out of this country in strongman. So all of that adds up to just really excited and really proud. Just going in, I want to thank heavy metal. I want to thank my wife, thank my coach, thank the people at heavy metal, thank my training partner Corbin. I can go through one. Thank my gym, heavy metal. I go on and on about it, but what a wonderful place to call home. The opportunities they provide, Tim and Michelle, the equipment, the environment, the love, the support, social media support, the business support. It just is a wonderful place, and I wouldn't be here without that. Obviously my coach, Austin, on the fly, switching programs, all the encouragement, this is 2 levels up for me. I normally, the last year, I've competed in what's called masters, meaning 40 plus, competing with guys more my age. I'm 5'8" and a half, walk anywhere between 270, 290. I'm on the heavier side now. But guys who compete open heavyweight tend to be well over 6 feet, tend to be obviously younger. And that's what this show is. It's an open pro show. I've never been in a show that wasn't like a sign up or maybe earn your spot, but it's all kinds of weight classes and, novice, masters, and open. This is simply 10 athletes are invited, and that's it. We're the only guys competing. That's the only show is Strongest Man in Iceland for open heavyweights. Try if you dare. So just a different level. And Austin's been just encouraging, told me to take advantage of this opportunity now that it's here, and I couldn't be more excited. Obviously, I don't think my wife, huge sacrifice on our part, because the expense of getting over there, and it's not just the 5-6 days I'll be in Iceland. She's coming with me, but it's the time it takes away while we're prepping and training. The prep got so heavy, I come home dead. If I'm working out in the morning for 2 or 3 hours, eating a certain way, come home, do more cardio, my participation at home is dwindled compared to what it would be. And she's been nothing but encouraging and, all of that. So I just can't thank her enough. And, we're excited to spend that time together, but, it's another quote vacation that's going to be centered around me competing. So all the rest that goes with that, all the time that goes with that. One thing about training partner Corbin, I want to thank Alex from Cut the Weight. I want to thank Justin Reyna, with Dr. Reyna for all the things he does as a chiropractor, and our physician, kind of keeps us together, keeps us healthy, keeps us optimized in training. Thanks San Antonio Massage Therapy, Anthony over there does great work trying to keep me limber at my age. All around. I'm sure I forgot people, but everybody's just been so supportive. Everybody's been so great. So tomorrow's the 3rd. I'm flying out San Antonio. I will arrive 8:30ish on Thursday morning if everything goes well. We've got plenty planned in Iceland. I'll do a little content over there. So Thursday, I think we're whale watching. Friday, we're going to do what's called the Golden Circle and see a volcano, see the black sand, see a geyser, go to the Blue Lagoon, see a hot spring. I mean, all the cool stuff you could imagine. Just again, I couldn't be more excited. So all that's going to be great. Compete Saturday, compete Sunday. We'll do what we can in Reykjavik Saturday, Sunday, depending on how the competition feels. And then Monday we fly back that night, and I'll get home Tuesday morning, early in the morning. So a little bit of a whirlwind, but we're doing our best to enjoy it. So yeah, this is where the strongman journey has taken me. Like I said, I think this will post tonight or tomorrow. And, I'll be competing this weekend, so we'll try to update. There's no live stream. I think Strongman Archives will update, and I'll put that link up there in the description if you want to follow along. I don't even know who the 10 competitors are. I only know 2 or 3 of them that are, so no clue. But yeah, so what a cool place to be. I couldn't be more excited. Office is still open. I'll have my phone, I'll have the computer. Ashley and Heidi are still hard at work. We've done our best to push things, either before or after the trip. So nothing should really be interfered with. But yeah, so again, thank you guys all for the support. I'm super excited. Just trying to go in with the mindset to worry about, competing at my best. I think if I go in all 8 events and do what I'm capable of, PR these events, and just stick to my training, stick to what I know, I'll be very, very happy with the results, and a really good chance to bring my hardware. So, look forward to just validating people's investment. Looking forward to having fun, lifting weights, just trying to seize this opportunity to compete internationally. Just take in and soak in the moment of what I'm experiencing over there. There's really nothing else to say. It's just quite a surreal experience. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm expecting to do really well. I don't think I could have done any more in prep in the time I had. And, 5 of these events are new to me, but, strength is strength, right? Like overhead is overhead, cardio is cardio, grip is grip. At the end of the day, we train this crap over and over all the time. So I hope you follow along. I'll do my best to update as we go along. When I get back, I'll do a whole breakdown of what happened, what the events, event by event, how I did great, how I did poor, who knows. But yeah, so keep following along, subscribe to all our socials, keep listening to Fiegel Files, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Like I said, in 3.5 days, I'll be picking up really heavy crap in Reykjavik, Iceland, and I'm trying to be called the strongest man in Iceland. Thank you guys.